everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Morning Markets from True Potential. Today, obviously, we have to reflect on a very significant geopolitical event yesterday in terms of what's happened with Russia and Ukraine. I think before getting in and discussing the financial market consequences of that from yesterday, it's really worth thinking about it from the humanitarian point of view and the very significant issues that it does create with the country of the Ukraine with 44 million people. So that has to be front and centre of our thinking, but also then getting into the impact that it had in financial markets yesterday. Clearly, we did see equity markets weaken off. We saw the positive impact of owning sovereign bonds in terms of the positive reaction that we saw from sovereign bonds with yields coming in a little bit over the course of the day. Commodities really impacted as well. We saw the oil price move up to around $105 a barrel in Brent, but interestingly it did only close marginally up around 2% in the day, just around the $100 a barrel level. So lots of volatility in asset prices yesterday, and it really speaks to the fact that one needs to be very careful in the eye of the storm in terms of taking actions within portfolios. Taking that step back, approaching things with a calm and rational approach is really, really crucial in these types of events. And that was most evident yesterday when we looked to the US equity market in particular, where certainly at the beginning of trading in the US, it followed European and Asian markets materially lower. So if we look at the NASDAQ, for example, the NASDAQ traded off some 3% in the early trading in the US. But then as the day evolved, we started to hear about how the sanctions were going to be organised by various different countries. We saw a bit of a change in sentiment and attitude, and the NASDAQ in the US closing up 3% in the day. So a 6% swing from the low to the high over the course of the trading day. Significant volatility, and probably a swing that I haven't seen in a very, very long time in asset markets. So again, that evidence of volatility, taking decisions in the midst of the storm can be quite detrimental. Just looking to today, then we've continued to see a little bit of stability come back into equity markets as a reassessment of the sanctions, their impact and how they're working through. I suppose it's still very early, too early, I would contend, to think about the implications that it has for economic growth and economic activity. Clearly, what can we say there? It probably is a little bit inflationary, just given the price moves that we've seen in energy and soft commodities. In terms of just looking to the day ahead, we'll get inflation numbers from the US, but clearly they are in the background given the much bigger geopolitical issues. And in that regard, please do look back to our podcast from last week, where we discussed some of the broader implications of Russia and Ukraine, and also look out for the podcast coming later on today as well. Many thanks for joining us today, and we'll speak again next week.
Subscribing to the True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to the channel on your desktop or through the YouTube app on your phone and click the subscribe button. You can then press the notification bell symbol if you wish to be notified as and when new videos are released. Doing this is a great way to keep yourself updated with market developments and personal finance insights. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and we look forward to continuing to help you do more with your money.